Namaste, and welcome back to another inspiring episode and insightful conversation of the Yoga Revealed podcast. This is your brother, ALEC VISHAL ROUBEN, coming from beautiful Boulder, Colorado, with the amazing Lori Lowell, who is the founder of Drishti Beats. This episode is going to inspire you and motivate you, especially if you are someone who has a dream, a vision, a desire to serve, and to know that there is no better time than right now to start your journey. You can also join myself, Lori, and the Yoga Revealed team this summer, July 8th through 10th, in Snowmass village of Aspen, Colorado, for the first ever Drishti Beats Festival. I am teaching 2 classes, and guess what? LAPA and DJ Rashid are each DJing for me, and Andrew Seeley will also be there teaching yoga. YR Beats is a discount code, and you can snag your tickets at festival.drishtibeats.com. Thank you for tuning in today's episode, and I will see you there. Yoga Revealed listeners, this is ALEC VISHAL ROUBEN. Happy 2022. Happy spring. Happy embrace of a new life, new moment, new time. I'm so grateful to be here with an incredible powerhouse in the yoga, fitness, music, and just the heart-centered world. Miss Lori, I met not too long ago, and so excited to have you on here for the Yoga Revealed podcast. Lori, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes, indeed. Where are you coming from right now?
Aspen, Colorado.
Aspen, Colorado. I am
where it snowed last night.
That's wild. That's amazing. Well, I am so excited to get up to Aspen this summer. We're going to drip some greatness for what is coming. And just before we start, we always have a question. I'm always so excited to hear this question and how it's authentic to you. Lori, how was yoga first revealed to you in your life?
Back in 2002, heavily into fitness, and my husband and I started thinking about becoming more mindful and learning new ways to express ourselves and to be in our bodies. And so between 2002 and 2006, we started tiptoeing into the yoga space, taking classes, exploring mindfulness, exploring meditation, and it just became part of our journey. And it's evolved into magnificence since then.
I'm so curious, like that first sentence, like what was it about wanting, why did you want to be more mindful? What was it like, oh, on the other side of being mindful, maybe this is something that's produced in our life. Like, what was that journey like for you? And this was like, what, 2002, you just said? So it was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. My husband is a dentist, and we're gym owners. So we own, at one time we've had 11 Gold's gyms, and we still to this day, since 1995, have been gym owners in the Northern Virginia area. And so, you think about the stigma of Gold's Gym, and you have to be a musclehead or you have to get in shape before you go to a Gold's Gym. But we came from the programming side and operational side. That was really our forte. And we coexisted in the space of Gold's Gym really, really well. And so what made us think about it is that because we were in the space of fitness, we wanted to explore, and I come I have a dance background, a modern dance background. We wanted to explore together other ways to move differently, to become more mindful, to prepare for our life moving forward as we age. And it just served us well. And we found our way through yoga. We found mindfulness, we found meditation, we found knowledge, and then we found our own voice to teach. And we are into pedagogy. For our entire lives in business, we have taught teachers how to teach, or we've taught our employees how to be the best versions of themselves, how to become leaders within our space. And it's always been about helping people find their potential. So we decided through our own research that if we embark on more of a yoga journey within the fitness space and outside of the fitness space, we'll be able to develop people in a more mindful way, and we'll be able to develop ourselves and have longevity.
And it really is just one of the greatest ways to grow and expand in this world, is to be of service and to have that service ripple continue to expand forward. I love that you're in the space of, the mindset was, we want to develop leaders.
Exactly. And another thing, Alec, is that what's so beautiful is our why is to serve. So we, have been so fortunate to be able to grow our Drishti Beats yoga platforms globally, and have a complete and fully virtual online product that's also extremely personal. And we, along the way, with time, education, and service, we've been able to figure it out. What people need, what people want, how to deliver an enlightening experience where people can grow and learn and become and be able to serve others. So we've evolved over time in a really powerful way. And
how, to the listeners who are like, Drishti Beats, what's Drishti Beats? Global entity? What is that? Well, how did the vision of Drishti Beats begin, right, as a seed? And how do you, like, someone who's listening right now has a seed in their heart that they want to grow into this large, expansive, service-bound thing? How did you have this seed? Where did the seed start? And what were the action steps that took it over, it sounds like, many, many years to become this oak tree? Can you take us on that journey?
For sure. So I have a musical background. My mother is a world-renowned, or was, she's no longer with us, a world-renowned Sephardic folk musician, which is music from Inquisition Spain that traveled down through the Ottoman Empire, and the sounds and the language of Jewish Spanish picked up different languages from different countries. And it evolved into this beautiful language and music called Ladino music. And she is what they call the keeper of the flame of Sephardic music. She is a world-renowned Sephardic musician and is a Holocaust survivor. So she has a very dynamic story, and we're storytellers and musicians. And her music, her name is Lori Lowell. Her music is very traditional Judeo-Espanol, Jewish Spanish. And so I spent my entire life with she and my brother and sister traveling the world, sharing our stories and our music. So I have a very collective music, and her music is world music, if you will. That's kind of a genre. The genre is world music. So through our journeys of life and being an American girl growing up and performing this music with her and coming into fitness and coming into yoga, Jeremy, my husband of 35 years, we were at a festival, a yoga festival, and there was a band playing. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? We're going to start producing music for our yoga classes. And we're going to call ourselves Drishti Beats. And we're going to ask my daughter, or our daughter, Ariel, and our son, Alec. Ariel is a vocalist and Alec is a producer and rapper. And we're going to ask them to join us. And we're going to create an on-stage yoga class with our musicians on stage with us. And everybody's going to have space to speak as we guide. And it just popped into my mind. And so I wrote to everybody and a couple of musicians, a saxophone player, a violinist we got along the way. And everybody said they were down. So we started. So we went into the basement and pulled up the computer with a couple of producers and started creating music. So it was like, I need a track for Sun Salutations, and it needs to be this beats per minute. I'd like for it to be in the key of D, and it has to have this kind of vibe. And we just started creating music. And so now since 2014, we've been playing festivals, and we serve in camping areas. as the yoga the yoga delivery system for the festival. And we played them all. And it's fun. It's a project, but we're on Spotify. We're on all platforms. So our music is really great music to take your students on a journey through your yoga class.
Wow. Well, we'll definitely tag the Drishti Beats Spotify or whatever platform you're listening to. Our listeners will definitely have that as an access point.
Yes.
Wow. So could you just name some of the festivals that you've been a part of that some of us might know?
We're big on the EDC circuit. So we play Okeechobee, EDC Las Vegas. We've played LIB, Sonic Bloom, Arise, Elements, Enchanted Forest. We play Mysteryland every year in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Yeah, so we get around, but it's big work. It's big travel. So we do the best we can to get out to as many events that we can.
So Drishti Beats was born in 2002? 2014, excuse me. So 2022, something is happening for the first time ever in the history of Drishti Beats. Am I correct?
Yes.
And what is that?
So we have our first Drishti Beats Yoga and Music Festival. It's July 8th through 10th in the Snowmass Space Village, which is Aspen, Snowmass, Colorado. We decided that we want to create this amazing experience of yoga all day, mindfulness all day, lectures all day that's intelligent, that's growth-oriented, and music all night with our genre of music. So we were fortunate enough to meet you, and you have introduced us to some amazing yoga artists, as well as the people that we've brought in from our own world of knowledge. And we have amazing speakers. Vince Kadlubik, the founder of Meow Wolf, is speaking. Pam Moraldo, the author of In Search of a Soul, will be speaking for us. We've just got a beautiful array of speakers. And we have a Yoga Dome collective that's going to have classes, and another yoga venue there, a big main tent that will have yoga classes for the day. All classes are music focused. So the whole idea is to let people recognize how collaborating yoga and music takes one to a higher level of consciousness through sound, frequency, and the importance of that. So all of our music is a complete collaboration with our movement. And we want our participants to be able to experience the power of that. And then it will just move into a night full of wonderful music from Phantoms to the Polish Ambassador is headlining, Desert Dwellers is headlining, David Starfire, IHF, and then beautiful house music through a beautiful producer, Atlas. Phantoms bringing in some solid house music, random rap. I mean, our selection was just really carefully curated to, all those artists that we really love. And a lot of the teachers really use in their yoga classes. Frameworks tour. I mean, yeah, we took our time and really ventured out and to see what it was like to bring in those artists. And they were so mindful and thoughtful and caring, and they really wanted to come and be with us. So it's been an amazing experience curating the festival. And now it's about ticket sales.
Now it's about ticket sales. And I got to say, I'm so honored and I'm so excited because I've been listening to people like Random Rab and Polish Ambassador and Desert Dwellers for my entire history of being a yogi and discovering spirituality in the music transformational scene. And LAPA is DJ in my class, and I've been listening to his music for literally 10 years. And that is just, it's amazing. So cool. It's just
so
amazing.
Talented.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing. And I think it's interesting. We could kind of access something on this where it's 2022 and Drishti Beats was founded in 2014. And this is your first big offering. Where what that tells me is that it's never too late to offer something.
100%.
And I mean, it's like maybe someone who's hypercritical on themselves might be like, oh no, we've been around for 8 years. We can't do that now. Like, why would we ever do that? It's like, we haven't done that in the first 5 years, where, and I just say that because I've had this podcast with Andrew Seeley up since 2014. We have never made an online offering until this summer. And so it's just and I get chills. I get chicken skin because it's just inspiring to me, because you've had such a global impact. Yoga Revealed has had such a global impact. This is your first offering in a massive way. And it's already, I know, divinely successful as it is. The people are coming. And we're going to be offering something that we'll be launching this summer too. And it's just really inspiring to me, Lori. So thank you for setting the pathway.
You guys are amazing, and you've got so much ahead of you, and you need to evolve, and it takes time to evolve. So it requires so much patience. And remember, from a business standpoint, no risk, no reward. You have to go for it. It's not about the numbers. It's about the quality and the people that you're able to touch. Always remember that. And if you can remember that, then the domino effect happens. Be your authentic self and let it all happen. You have to do the work, and you have to enjoy the process. And so this is just, we're always taking a little chance here and there. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Doesn't matter. It's bringing me so much joy to share with all these amazing artists, and like yourself and Andrew. So we're just honored that the response has been so positive. And we're looking forward to sharing in this amazing, beautiful experience in the Rocky Mountains. You don't have to fight the elements of the desert, right? You can be in fresh, crisp air for the summer, yay.
And take a cold plunge nearby.
Absolutely. And so we're just going to do our best to create an amazing experience for our participants. That's our goal.
I love it so much. What would you say, Lori? What would you say to somebody who feels like they want to start something, but they're maybe a little hesitant or dare I say scared, and they are doing something, but they want to take it to that next level, right? They want to, as you just said, evolve. What would you say on top of what you just said? Because you did just give some amazing motivation and encouragement, but what would you say to somebody who's listening right now, who's like, dang, they're talking to me?
Cultivating a thought is the first step. Get it down on paper. Write it down and see what the final product looks like. And then you have a guideline. Writing it down is key, whether it be in a business planner, on a pro forma, or just in a journal. Once you have those thoughts down and your thoughts outlined, then it's really easier to bring something to fruition, because your words are now on paper. And so that's kind of like you've written your book. Now you have to bring your book to life. You have to edit it, and you have to sell it. So make mistakes. Who cares? Just make mistakes. Make tons and tons and tons of mistakes. God knows we've made so many, but mistakes are fun and they're lessons. And if you can find some humor and laugh at yourself and just go for it, and you never know, it could be the most wonderful. It could be successful internally, externally, successful to other people, but it doesn't matter. It's because you've tried to do something. You've tried to move forward and evolve. And that's all that really matters. And take it from me, because I'm 62 and I've done this a lot. And still to this day, I don't know if something's going to work, but I know I want to try. So I'm going to go for it with as light of a heart as possible.
I heard this talk a couple of weeks ago, and it really stuck with me. It's been probably a month since then, and I just want to share it in reflection, where I'm blanking on his name, God bless. And he was saying how it's so important to expect failure in our lives. Expect failure and expect hardship, and expect success and expect wins. And to keep these two seemingly very different things very close together, because they are very similar. To keep our failures and our successes close together, so then when either or come together separately on their own divine timeline, you know where the other has been in relationship to you on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, how it landed for you, the result of the impact and the actions that it took to get to the win, to the failure, and to keep them together. They're not separate. They're both incredible teachers. And with what you just said, I hold that. I'm young, I'm 31. You've been on the planet twice as long as I have.
You're doing great. You're doing great. It's really interesting. We developed our yoga teacher training, our 200-hour yoga teacher training live, and it was fantastic. It still is fantastic. And then, of course, like everybody, we got hit with the whole COVID thing. But with our 200-hour live yoga teacher training, what if somebody missed a weekend? What do? How do we catch them up? And so we got everything on video, and we developed this entire beautiful virtual or online product. And then COVID happened. And we called Yoga Alliance on March 7th. And we said, what are we going to do? We're canceling 2 trainings and a Bali training. What do we do? And they didn't have an answer. I said, you need to allow online to happen. And the person that I was speaking to at Yoga Alliance, it was like, we're not set up for that. March 16th, Yoga Alliance approved online yoga teacher trainings. It took them a week because they saw the immediacy. They saw that something needed to happen to service all of their yoga schools. We were first to play. We went for it. And by March 30th, the signups were so abundant. Now, all of a sudden, we went from a locale yoga teacher training to a global yoga teacher training where we have students from Israel, from Finland, from Hawaii, from Asia Pacific, all over the world. And not only are we delivering this huge 200-hour and 300-hour online product, but we're together every week on Zoom, just like me and you right now. And we are communicating, and I can feel your frequency. I can feel your energy. So it's become so powerful. This is where we're going. So we need to embrace it, because if you can touch more people in a mindful way, and so we evolve. Who 2 years ago was like, online yoga teacher training? No way. Can't do it. Not happening. It would never work. How do you teach them to adjust? Figure it out, because you have to. So you just have to evolve. Stay in your mindset of spirituality and mindfulness and meditation and your yoga techniques and your platform, but allow yourself to evolve and grow, because it's going to change. Yoga's been around for 5,000 years. It's not going anywhere, but it will evolve and change.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a powerful, powerful story, especially just from calling Yoga Alliance and a week later. I mean, it's just like everything is figure outable, and we will always be able to pause and pivot and make it happen. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's amazing. I love it, Lori. Wow.
And just like you said, be of service. That was the beginning of our conversation. And let's just bring it around. Our why in this industry is to serve. We must touch people because so many people need what we have to offer. And we've been fortunate enough to cultivate and develop the skills to give so many people this beautiful thing of yoga, of union. It's just so important. So thank you for doing this. This is amazing. It's just beautiful.
Life is in my young 31 years, the several things that have just so inspired me. At the beginning of the year, I'll share this. At the beginning of the year, for the last probably 5 or 6 years, I've always done this sense of prayer. And I have this prayer of, I'm so thankful for the new beings that are naturally flooding and magnetizing into my life. And also the people that are kindly exiting my life because they're no longer in service. I'm sure you can resonate with both of those statements, right? In your 60 years. And for me, you are one of these beings that have flown into my life, who have given me and my beloved and Jonah Kest and Bryant Woods and Andrew Seeley and Shakti and Rob, all these incredible people in my life, this incredible opportunity to continue the impactful service of self-reliant healing tools that is our yoga, our meditation, our pranayama, our practices to unify the mind, body, soul, the meat suit that we are, and this eternal sense beyond, right? And being able to come together with the one thing that truly unites us all in music.
100%.
excited.
Music is the master, Alec. Music is the master, the guide. We are teaching with our music. We are collaborating, and so we talk about this a lot in our training, the importance of it. And I mean, it's a full day, it's a full week conversation, right?
Yes.
But embrace all the beautiful music that's out there for us. It's time to embrace it.
Yes, indeed. So, here's a question. What would you say to somebody who's like, I'm wanting to check out a training, but what if they have a resistance to doing it online? And I've done online trainings. I've done 9 in-person trainings as a student. I've taught a few as a teacher. I've taken 1 online training as a student, and I understand the difficulty. I get it. But what would you, in a position of serving, say to the individual who's listening, who's like, well, I do want to take an in-person training, and also maybe I'm open. What would they say as to why they might be called to a Drishti Beats online yoga teacher training?
When you're in a live space, and a live space is beautiful, it cannot be replaced. But when you're on a live space, you're under time constraints. You go at a certain time, you have to finish at a certain time. You have to be ready to deliver something at a certain time, because an online training or a live training and an online training, it's a learning space, and there's requirements in order to become. In the online learning space, you have to set your own time management. That's what yoga is. We take you out of the traditional learning space, and now you get to pace yourself. And you learn so much about yourself when you're 100% responsible for yourself. Because what is yoga? Now you have time to absorb the information, to go back to the information, to listen to the video over and over again, and to journey through the training your way. That's power. And the knowledge becomes so much more abundant. I will say that the teachers that have come out of our live trainings are phenomenal, because we have one goal only. And that's when you finish our yoga teacher training, you are a masterful, knowledgeable yoga teacher, and you can teach a full class. You have your Sanskrit, you are able to theme, you know your content. But in an online yoga teacher space, I will say that the trainees graduating from our online program are just a little bit more knowledgeable, because they were able to take a little bit more time in order to deliver their content. So they didn't have to prepare for an exam on March 6th. If they wanted to take the exam on March 30th because they needed a little bit more time, they could. This is powerful. So there's pros and cons to both, and we love living in both spaces. But I have to tell you that I am loving sharing our content with the world.
I love it. So when's the next training?
It's ongoing. You can sign up today, and the system opens up for you immediately. Just go to drishtibeats.com, click review. You can see what it's all about, what the content is. We give you introduction videos to watch to see if it's something that you want to do. And then the minute you sign up, chapter 1 opens up for you. You take a master class, you have video learning, you have a little bit of homework, you upload directly into our system. Yeah, we figured it out. We're very proud of it.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it.
It's
incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for allowing me to share.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's incredible just to see the vision of what was once an idea right? To bring this family together and then to birth the mindfulness and the expression of cultivated yoga, right? The cultivation of a thought and the congruent aligned action that manifested into this incredible platform to serve on a global level. And then how years down the road, now it's like, okay, now we're going to be teaching teacher trainings. And then it's like, oh my God, now we have to pause and pivot. We're going to go online and we're going to do it because we're the best and we're going to make it be the best. And that's what I'm hearing. And it's just so inspiring. I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of the Drishti Beats team.
We're so excited to have you this summer. And you know what's so amazing about you, ALEC, is that you are teaching foundation. Foundation is the beginning, the middle, and the end, right? Because without foundation, what do you have? So the fact that your whole coursework that you're bringing to our festival focuses on foundation is extremely powerful. I'm so excited to see how you deliver it. It will just be amazing. So congratulations. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for just edifying me and sharing that. And, even as you said something, like for me, I remember when I first started to practice yoga. So English words, something that some people might not know about me is that I studied Chinese for 8 years. From high school to college, my undergrad degree was in Chinese. And when I started to practice yoga, and I was actually going to be headed to be a translator for the UN. That's what I thought I wanted because mom, family, society told me I had to do this or that. And then when I was a sophomore in college, yoga revealed itself to me. And I was so inspired by having always been a black sheep in a monkey's body. And yoga helped me expand into my own radical, authentic self. At the top of my yoga mat, I had written in some Chinese characters, my name, and then I had also written in Chinese characters, be different. I'd always wanted to be a little different. And I always had taught a different class, even when I was teaching at, yoga found me through Core Power Yoga. And then I was teaching at some other primary studios here in Boulder, in Denver. And then after Vinyasa, I went into Ashtanga. And the last 4 years, I've been more into Iyengar and Hatha standing postures. And for me, I've always wanted to have something a little different in how I present and how I teach, this unique Aries flair, if you will, I guess. And for me, it's this, it is the foundation, right? But there's not many teachers that I see that have been teaching, unless they're like senior teachers. Like I'm talking like senior teachers, been teaching for like 40 years. Like they have gray hair. Those teachers, I see a lot of them teaching very basic, foundational, complex work. I mean, like the Richard Freemans of the world, like the old guard of the world. And it's so interesting to me to have been teaching yoga for, at this point, 10 years now, and be approaching at a very basic, introductory, but complex and intentional level that challenges the beginner and the well-practiced practitioner to be like, whoa, I have never experienced that in my kneecap in Trikonasana before. And I've been practicing this pose for 15 years. Amazing. And to receive that kind of feedback is so exciting to me, where I am so stoked to go to Andrew Seeley's class and Jonah's class and do some handstands and then come back over to my class and we're going to break down some basics. And that's something that I'm so inspired by. So thank you for
That's amazing. Well, Alec, you know what you are? You're a multi-potentialite. So you have all these things, all these amazing things, and you've been able to pull from all those things and bring it into, your, one of your core purposes. But there's so many things that have evolved and you've wanted to do in your life continue. There's not, just like you said, there was one thing and I was on track to do one thing and one thing only. But then you thought to yourself, maybe I just don't want to do this one thing. And that's what makes you a multi-potentialite. And being a multi-potentialite is so global, so big, so abundant. So bask in your space. Yeah. Bask in your space.
So good, Lord.
Amazing.
And just wrapping up, I would love to ask one final more question. And that would be, what's one you've given a lot of golden nuggets, but what's one golden nugget that you want to offer to the listener on their rest of their day, the rest of their path, just to plant a little seed in their heart? What would that golden nugget be?
Love. You take your time to love the person that's in front of you, to love the relationship that you have, to move it into the direction that you know is the right direction to move it in. Because it's the most powerful tool of all and the most powerful emotion of all. And that's what's made my life so joyful and has allowed me to live in such a space of abundance with my family, with my husband, a partner. It's just because of love. And it really, really changes everything. So that's my nugget. It's the most important.
Love that so much. Thank you, Miss Lori. Obviously, for sure. Thank you so much for
ALEC.
And we can't wait for this summer. For those who are listening, head on over to festival.drishtibeats.com and you can use YR Beats as a discount promo code. And myself, Andrew, Lori, the whole DB family, we're so excited to see you in Snowmass, Aspen, Colorado.
Looking forward to seeing you. Please join us, everyone. We'd love to have you this summer. Everybody will be honored who joins us. So thank you so much for your time. Namaste.
All right, namaste. Friends and Yoga Revealed family, thank you so much for taking time to tap into Lori's magic, the magic of yoga, the magic of being present. If you received as much value from this episode as I did, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and share this episode on your social media and tag us. We at Yoga Revealed are inspired by opportunities, solutions, intentions, and ways to uplift the world that we live in simply by living yoga and embodying truth in every way, as this is the key to healing the world and healing ourselves. So thank you for doing your deep work in this world and sharing your gifts here and now. And if you are called to join us live at Drishti Beats, the moment is now for you to book your tickets to this epic festival with an incredible musical lineup like Desert Dwellers, Polish Ambassador, Random Rap, Frameworks, and other exciting teachers like Jonah Kest, Maurice Daniels, Rob Loud, Annie D. Coyle, Shakti Bird, Bryant Woods, and so much more. Most of those have also been on Yoga Revealed, so you already know that it is going to be next level in every way. Remember to use YR Beats as a discount code to save some dollars as you check out. My friends, infinite love from my heart to you. I'm rooting for you as we consciously create our very best life. And from my heart to yours, once again, namaste and aloha.